Howdy, and welcome to the Texas Bucket List. My name is Shane McAuliffe. You know, when it comes to fall in the Lone Star State, finding foliage can be a bit tricky, but it's not impossible. A good place to start is in East Texas, where a few fall colors start to come out around mid-October. Texans are used to wide open spaces, but as the population of the big towns in Texas continue to grow, getting away from the concrete jungles of the Space City or Big D is something the souls of the Lone Star State need every once in a while. Fortunately, you can find your own fortress of solitude just a few hours away from town, where lanes of traffic get replaced with serene lakes that are surrounded with the sounds of native birds.
It's very calm out here. You can hear lizards rustling in the leaves, claws of a woodpecker going up a tree. You know, it's very, very peaceful. It's really nice.
Boyd Sanders has been a park ranger at Tyler State Park since 2007.
My primary job is to explain why these places are so special, why we need places like state parks, and I get to show them from the littlest critters to the grandest trees out here and kind of enhance their experience in the park.
The son of a sailor, Boyd was born in Tyler, but moved around the country with his Navy dad until one day he got to come home.
The day after I graduated, my truck was pointed to Texas. Yep, it was time to get home.
While getting back to the Lone Star State was high on his list, being a park ranger wasn't. That is until he got the job.
I don't know, I never really thought about being a park ranger, but got the job here and wished, man, I should have been a ranger a long time ago.
With a workplace like this, who can blame him?
It's nice to have such a quiet office.
It is. I tell people I have a room with a computer, but all this out here, this is my office.
Tyler State Park sits on 935 acres, directly north of Tyler.
We have tremendously huge parks and we have little tiny parks. This one fits right nicely in the middle.
While most Texans know the topography of our state includes pretty much every sort of landscape, this is foreign to foreign visitors.
We have people coming from all over the world here and don't realize Texas has trees.
What some Texans don't realize is that these trees actually provide a plethora of seasonal color. The elusive fall foliage that folks in our part of the world don't get to see too often.
We all enjoy it, even the staff does, because how pretty it is. We'll just drive around the park, look at trees. It's just that expectation of what's coming. You know it's going to be beautiful. And then when it starts to turn, there's a bit of an excitement over that.
As the crisp fall air cuts through the colorful leaves, you can't help but stare at the sensational colors and wonder if it's the serene saturation that's mesmerizing you, or the complete sense of peace and quiet in these parts.
We're going to get a beautiful change that really, to me, rivals the stuff that you see up in the Northeast on the Appalachian Trail and all those places.
With hues of gold, red, maroon, or just a random tree changing colors in a sea of green, everywhere you look is beauty.
One day it seems like a tree's green, the next day it seems like it's bright gold, and the next day the leaves are gone. It's kind of what it seems like, but it's a slower process than that. It all kind of depends on how many hours of daylight we have and how cold the temperatures get as to how the trees react. Some of the sweet gums turn a real deep maroon. This is absolutely gorgeous, but the black tupelo trees just turn fire red, and that's probably some of my favorite ones.
Besides the beautiful landscape, the buildings also bring out sightseers. Built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the early 40s, they look nothing like you usually see in a state park.
This looks a lot different from any other project you see when it comes to the CCC. It's much more, I don't know, modern looking, I guess.
It is more modern. Sort of toward the end of the Civilian Conservation Corps time, or later in it, some of the young architects were kind of getting tired of the National Park rustic. That's that real pretty log cabin look or stone cabin look, something that the buildings were made out of the natural resources around the area and looked like they grew out of the natural resources from the area. These are more inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright's Prairie School. So it's a more modern style. It's made to complement the landscape and not like hide in the landscape.
While unique and historic, it's safe to say the natural beauty steals the show. But you have to be there on time to catch it.
Starts kind of into October. Our peak is typically right around Thanksgiving, and then it still has color usually in the first week or so of December. Once these trees are kind of done, it's time for Christmas.
Best part of the year, right there.
You bet.
So enjoy an early gift before the holiday season and unwrap yourself in the East Texas beauty of Tyler State Park.
To see the beautiful views and to get off the concrete and asphalt. They need to explore, they need to get out in the woods, they need to get out in the trees. We were made for this. We weren't made for high rises and concrete. we're made for woods and being outdoors.
Well, thanks for watching this segment of the Texas Bucket List. To see more, be sure you subscribe to our channel, and to see full episodes, become a member. In the meantime, you can also shop our store at the Texas Bucket List Store and Studio.